Hey you guys, it's your girl Leah Danielle here, and welcome back to my channel. I'm gonna need my girlies again today. Some things have happened and I gotta get some stuff off my chest. So this is gonna be an update dating video on my dating life, how piss poor it is, how it's been piss poor, and yet I'm still thriving. But yes, y'all, we're gonna do an update video on my dating life and what's that been about, what happened between me and Mr. Man, because y'all, things did not work out. I literally spoke too soon. If you know about my last video, go check out my last video. It's gonna be at the end of this one or somewhere on the side. Y'all look for it. It's called Dating 101. But yeah, before we get into the video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you click on the notification bell to know when I post my next video. Y'all make sure you follow me on TikTok and Instagram as well, y'all, because I'm trying to do big. I'm trying to grow on all my platforms. But yeah, without any further ado, let's get into the video. So y'all, like I said, me and Mr. Man did not work out. I think it was because a lot took place with him. I'm not even gonna hold you. So just like a rundown of everything that I said about him the last time. Like I said in the video, he was very consistent, very all about me, very tentative. Just, he was all around, he was a good person. My cousin was telling me because he's a Cancer, but I don't really believe in horoscopes and stuff like that. But that's what she was telling me. It's because he was a Cancer and he's caring, loving, but he will deceive you. And I won't even get into that until later. But yeah, we were talking for 6 months. I was in a time frame, or I was in a time where I didn't want to talk to nobody because I had recently got out of a situation that I spent a year and a half on. Wasn't really down to talk to nobody, and if it wasn't somebody who was coming into my life in a relationship form, then I had no dealings. I didn't want anything to do with it. I just really wanted to be by myself and be to myself, and didn't want to deal with another man and him and his sexual desires. I didn't want to do that. So of course he slid into my DMs. Just to give y'all a quick little rundown, he slid into my DMs, and from then on we had a great connection. We were doing good. We talked almost every single day. If he couldn't talk to me, he would, let me know that, hey, some things that came up, I can't really talk right now, but I'll try to get with you later. We would have an open line of communication. We were doing well, I thought, but things have changed. So from July all the way up until like recently, we were doing well. Like I said, we would talk every single day. We were very tentative to one another. I would check on him, he would check on me. The holidays came around. Once the holidays came around, that's when I thought things were going to get serious for us. I'm not even going to sit here and hold you. I really thought that things were going to be more serious for us than what they were, but apparently they were not. So during Thanksgiving, he had asked me a question in our text messages and asked me what was I most thankful for. I ended up telling him that he was the person that I was most thankful for, and I wasn't gonna lie to you, because he was really truly a genuine person. He cared about me. He made me feel very feminine. I was in my feminine area. I didn't have to feel so strong and so like aggressive when it came to him. I could be a woman. I could really just let my guard down and be with him and just, feel like I was loved. So he was like, why did you say me? And I gave him a full on, and it's gonna be in the video. You guys will be able to see the receipts because I keep my receipts. I do not ever delete receipts. So if you ever come at me crazy or anything like that, you will get receipts. I will keep your receipts. And yeah, so he said, well, I said, well, out of all the people that I've come in contact with this year really have been a blast from the past, and I spent so much time stressing and worried about things I couldn't control. You really came at a dark place in my life where I was going through so much, very depressed, because every time I turned around, something else was going wrong. You were just a reminder that I desperately needed, that God is still working things out, even when I can't see it. And besides the sex, which is great, you made me feel like a woman, where I don't have to be tough and hardcore, that I can have a soft side and really live in my femininity. So, like I said, you guys, we were having intercourse. I'm not even gonna sit here and hold you like I wasn't. That was something that I was struggling with very, very badly back in, well, last year. Struggling very badly. I really wanted to overcome that. Did not really do that, but in that relationship I didn't want to do that, and it happened, and you know, I can't take it back because it has happened. So yeah. And so when I said those things, his response was, wow, that really means a lot. I'm glad God allowed our paths to cross, especially when we both needed something real. I know you've been carrying a lot this year and you didn't deserve any of the weight that you had on your shoulders alone. But I'm grateful I could be the light for you in the middle of all that darkness. And trust me, it's not just the physical connection for me either. I love the way you open up, the way you let your guard down with me, the way you let yourself just be. You don't have to be tough with me. You don't have to hide the softer parts of yourself. I see your strength, and I also see the woman underneath, and I appreciate every side of you. Then he goes on to say, I'm not gonna lie, when I met you, I was in one of the lowest points of my life. I was tired, drained, and honestly, you just felt like giving up on everything, but God knew exactly what he was doing when he put you in my path. You showed up and listened to me when I didn't have the strength to explain that's when I was feeling. And it wasn't just the physical connection, even though that's amazing. And fire as hell, it was the way you were a friend to me. You were there in a way I didn't know I needed. You helped me feel wanted, heard, and human again. I'm truly grateful for you. You came into my life right on time. So, like I said, we spilled our hearts out to each other, and from then on, like, I just thought that it would get better. I thought that we would have a relationship, that we would be in a relationship or working towards a relationship, because spilling on our hearts. And I think what I was in denial of during this time, or during the time that I spent with him, that when he told me that he didn't want to be in a relationship because he was always on the road, I think I was in denial. Then is when I should have left him alone. That is when I should have literally just been like, okay, no, if you don't want to do it that way, then I don't think we'll be able to do it at all. And I should have been grown enough and mature enough to actually leave, but instead I wanted to stick around to see exactly if it was going to work, because he fed so much into me, and it was just like, okay, let's see where it goes. But hey, we all live and we learn. So like I said, Thanksgiving came and left. That was the message just after Thanksgiving, and then it was a few weeks before Christmas, and he asked me if I wanted to do Christmas with him. Now, need to remind you, I don't do Christmas with anybody. I never wanted to do Christmas, or I do want to do Christmas, but I would like to do Christmas with my significant other. I don't do Christmas with situationships. I don't do anything unless you are a relative, boyfriend, husband, whatever. You will get Christmas out of me. But as of like a situation or somebody that we're not pursuing each other on that type of level, then no. But he came to me. and told me that he wanted to do Christmas with me and him. And I was like, are you sure? And he was like, yeah, I want to do Christmas. I think this will be nice. I know that we're not together, but I think, you know, us doing Christmas together would be nice. So I said, hey, okay. So, well, literally, I went all out. I got him a custom-made cup with his name on it. I got the Madden 26 game. I got him a Nike hoodie and a Nike quarter zip. I got him some slides, some socks, and some other things. I'm not gonna name everything, but those are pretty much some of the things that I got him, just to name a few things. And so like I said, got all of those things. Christmas came. I saw him Christmas, or the day before Christmas. I didn't see him on the actual day, but he came home for Christmas and was here all the way up until, I want to say, he was here throughout the weekend. So Thursday, Christmas, of course he was here Wednesday, which was the day I saw him. So Christmas Eve all the way up to Sunday, and then he came back home for the new year. So I've seen him Christmas Eve. We hung out or whatever. Didn't ask about the gifts, and I wasn't gonna give them to him unless I got my gifts, because why would I, you know, I'm not gonna be a blondie and just give him gifts and I don't get my gifts in return. So kept my gifts. I kept his gifts here at my house. And yeah, kept my gifts at his house, at my house here. Then and then, like I said, Christmas came and went. I saw him again on January the 6th, after the new year. But before that, on New Year's Day, I, you know, texted him, was like, hey, happy New Year's. Hope God gives you anything that you desire. Hope that anything that you put your mind to, you this year, that you receive what you know, put your mind to and whatnot. And he was like, same to you, are you going to be taking me into the new year? And I was like, well, I really don't know, because honestly, I was having some thoughts of like literally leaving him alone in the new year, like, because us female, I'm not gonna lie to you males, if you're watching, us females, we literally, you know, we'll try something out, or we'll try it out for, you know, a while, but then once things start to grow tiresome and you're constantly feel like you're in the same, or you keep putting yourself in the same situation, you're not going to stay in something very, very long. So I ended up New Year's, I was very like on the fence. I didn't know if I wanted to continue what we were doing or if I wanted to leave it alone. And I was like, okay, God, if this next meetup feels like how it continues to keep me in that same feeling that I've been feeling these past couple of weeks, give me the right mind, give me the right spirit to go ahead and remove myself if it still feels the same way that I felt. But if it has changed, if my feelings for him have changed, if they've grown, or if they've done anything different, then God, okay, I'll stick it out. So when I saw him on January 6th, it felt the same way. I felt very used. I felt as if I was not I wasn't what he was looking for. I was not, he said a lot of things with his mouth. He said a lot of things with his mouth, and how he, just said a lot of things with his mouth that really didn't align with his actions. So, I was like, okay, God. So it felt the exact same way. Give me the time that I need to, you know, get over and need to. And like before that, my best friend, he was telling me, he was like, Aaliyah, don't be dumb. Okay, do not be dumb, do not be stupid. Leave him alone, because he's no good. He is using you. And you know, some of us Geminis, me, we tend to not listen. We tend to want to have faith and hope in somebody and think that somebody's gonna do us right or do right by us. But they don't end up doing it, and then it hurts when we come to the realization that they were never gonna be that person that we wanted them to be, which it did. It really hurt that he was not the person that I wanted him to be. I'm not gonna cry, but yeah, it sucks. I cried like literally after that feeling. I cried for 2 days because I told God, I was like, man, I said I was never gonna spend any money on anybody else. I wasn't gonna, you know, give my all to anybody. And literally I just sat here and I literally sat here and I did just that. I gave, you know, somebody else a chance, and they literally like blew, like just blew that. So like I said, those 2 days I cried about it, and you know, my sisters and everybody else that were around me literally kept me lifted, or kept me uplifted, and like was like, it's gonna be all right. You know, God is gonna send you who he wants for you to have, and you can't keep chasing those things on your own. You have to allow God to move when he is ready. So I said, okay, I'm gonna let God do what he needs to do. So January the 9th, yes, January the 9th, I ended up texting him, and I was like, hey, I don't think that we're going to be able to do this anymore. I really wish things were different, but yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to do this anymore. And he was like, same. It was fun while it lasted. Now that is what threw me, because not it was fun while it lasted, like you thought this was like some type of game or gimmick, and that I was just here for your own sexual desires, which was not that. I told you from the beginning that if it was not what you were looking for, if you did not want to grow into a relationship, leave me alone. I've been told you that from the jump, and you still decided to torment me for 6 months, 6 whole months, and literally like play in my face. So I was like, okay, cool, whatever. So he was like, yeah, he was like, you know, it was fun while it lasted. And I screenshot it and I sent it to my best friend, and I said, yeah, you were right, and I'm so dumb that I did not listen to you, because you were right. And he was like, I told you, or whatever. And so old dude said, he said, why you screenshot it? Because we were texting off Snap. And he was like, why you screenshot it? I said, well, I had to show somebody some evidence that they needed to know, because I was in denial. But woo child, do I see now. And he was like, if you don't mind, what is it? And I was like, well, I said, because I said that you didn't care. You showed that you did not care. Like literally, I've been trying to fight everybody around me to let them know that, hey, what you're saying is not true. He does care about me. Woo, woo, woo. You didn't care. It clearly showed that you did not care. So he was like, yeah, I do care. Why you say I don't care? Da, 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 da. I said, well, okay, let's go down the line. I told him, I said, well, boy, when we poured out our hearts to each other with the text message that I showed you guys, I said, when we poured our hearts out to each other, it felt very scripted, which it did. I felt like it was something that he had saved in his phone already, and that it was never genuine. It didn't come from a genuine place, and it just, yeah, it didn't sit right in my spirit. Like how you want somebody to personally send something to you, it just didn't feel right in my spirit. It didn't feel genuine. And then I said too, that I started to feel like I was just here for your sexual desire, that I was not here to literally like be that person that I thought you wanted me to be. I wasn't here for that, or you know, you didn't use me for those reasons. You used me for something that I told you that I was not interested in. And then I said 3, I said you could care less. You could literally care less about me. You could care less if I died tomorrow. You would not be at my funeral. You would literally not care about me, because if somebody who did say those things, or who said, who was, and the message was coming from a genuine place, it would be much more different. It would be like, you would have a different type of, situation about yourself. You would be like, man, why you want to end it? Like, I thought we were really in a good place. But when you said no, me neither, I think this is the same, it was fun while it lasts. It shows me that you was literally here for your own reasoning and not for nothing else either. So it sucked. So yeah. And then I told him, I said, I told you months ago, because we had an argument, argument before that. I said, well, it wasn't really an argument, it was really one-sided. It was me just going off. But I said back then, I told you a while ago, if you did not want to do this, let me go. Do not allow me to be here. Yeah. And then after I said all of that, I told him, like, I didn't want to leave me alone. He sent me a voice memo and was like, where's all of this coming from? Like, we were just with each other like a couple of days ago. Why didn't you have a conversation with me face to face, and all this other stuff, and it's really weird. And I was like, and I sent him back a voice memo. I was like, yeah, that's true. It is true. But like, literally, I told you a long time ago, and I literally, while I was doing a voice memo, I started crying. I was like, man, I told you a long time ago that if you did not want to do this, leave me alone, man. Like, and that'd be like my issue I be having with me. Like, when somebody tell you that they don't want to do something, or they don't want to continue to do something with you, why do you continue to do the things, or keep on with the facade, like you're gonna actually do something? Like, you literally sit there and played in my face for 6 whole months. Y'all have nothing better to do. Nothing better to do at all but to play in a woman's face. And literally, you just played in my face for 6 whole months. 6 whole months. And so, after that, he heard the first man, and he was like, okay, so what now? What you mean, what now? Baby, I'm finna go get my life together. I'm finna go move, I'm finna go, enroll myself, better my life, and not be worried about what you got going on. Like, I just can't, like, and that's really where I am in the next phase of life, is that I'm gonna be worried about myself. I'm not gonna be worried about a man. I'm not gonna be worried about anything of that nature. Like, literally, I'm gonna be on the path of me, try to get myself together, trying to better myself and better my future for me and my future children, because I don't have any kids, but to give my future children a better life, the life that I always wanted. So I'm gonna do that for them, and I'm going to start now, before I even have them, to better myself and to get on a path where it's gonna be great and life is gonna be good. Yeah, but I just really hate that he lied. He lied and was selling me false hope and dreams. That man told me that he was not going nowhere, y'all. That, whoever, no matter what people may say, at the end of the day, he always got my back. And he's always gonna be here for me. He lied. He lied straight. He straight face lied to me, and then ended up unfriending me off of Snapchat. That's the update on my dating life as of right now. I am just having a time of my life. Well, I'm not having a time of my life, but during this time, I am focused on myself. But like I said, I'm not gonna turn down a date. Anybody that asks me on a date in 2026, we're not gonna turn it down. I'm not gonna turn it down. Let's go hang out. If you trying to get me to hit your house, no, we're not doing that. So yeah, yeah, so I'm not turning down dates. Let's go to dinner, let's go downtown, let's go hang out, let's go do these things, and we can do those in public places and not at your apartment or your house, somewhere where you're gonna, where not somewhere where you're trying to get me by myself. So next time I tell y'all about a man, he gonna be my husband. Okay, mark my words, the next time I tell y'all about a man, he is going to be my husband. I'm marking that, stamping that at 3/28, January the 22nd. He's going to be my husband. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys loved this little update, the last update. Yeah, the last update. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you comment down below. I want to hear from y'all. Like, literally open up the comment section, y'all. I'm ready to hear some of the things y'all got, some ideas that y'all want me to do. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you follow me on all of my social media platforms, TikTok, Instagram. Yeah, follow me over there on those platforms, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.